guys, Mortalmen here. What's up, guys? To another episode of Games Corner here. I am joined by Breezy returning and Sin returning, and we have a special new guest, m3lln. We're gonna have 3 topics today. We got Dota 2, No Man's Sky, and an interesting topic about pre-ordering. So Sin, start us off on the first topic, Dota 2.
All right. So one of the biggest, if not the biggest, esports event happened the week prior. It's called the International, the 6th annual International to be exact, where the best teams of Dota 2 come from around the world to the Seattle Key Center to battle out to see who is the champ. So this year's prize pool was, you know what? I'm going to give you guys a couple of guesses. How high do you think that prize pool was?
I mean, 5 million.
I thought.
That's higher.
20 million.
20 million on the dot. It was 20 million, 19 million crowdsourced. So that means Valve essentially gave these teams $20 million worth of money, I guess. So it was a great tournament. It spanned a whole week. It had a lot of great moments. And the champion of the tournament is a team called Wings Gaming, who beat Digital Chaos 3-1. So it was interesting. Like, I really enjoyed it. Personally, I was going for Evil Geniuses the whole time.
Me too.
But they finished 3rd though. So they were doing really good. Some of the bigger upsets, it was actually like OG Gaming getting knocked out pretty early, and Team Secret actually being like placing last. And it was really tough because
Really? They placed last?
yeah, they were one of the last place teams. The first teams that were knocked out was Team Secret, Escape Gaming, Vici Reborn, and I believe not LGD. It was I forgot the other one, but Secret was among them. Like it was really sad to see them go, and you wouldn't expect that they would get out so early. Like at least top 8, you'd think, but no, they just got destroyed. It's like that RTE easy combo ain't working so well. And it was interesting too because a lot of Southeast Asian teams were in there, like Fnatic. They placed really well, and then there was TNC Gaming that went really far, like top 8, which is very impressive because in the Dota scene, there's not a lot of Southeast Asian teams, but they did really well. They had Demon as a captain, and they beat a lot of really difficult teams.
Yeah.
But in the end, Wings won, so they claimed the Aegis of Champions and bring it back to China. So it was a really fun tournament to watch.
Yeah, it was, and like one of the Chinese teams that was doing really good was eHome. Like when I was looking at their standings, they were like 11-2, like in the beginning, which was like impressive because like since I guess like the ESOW 2010, they haven't been making much stuff happen after the upset of losing the 2011 International, like the very first one against Navi. They haven't been doing so much, but they were really impressive. Like when I was looking at their records and I was like looking at 11-2, I was like, that's impressive. But then they went against they lost against Evil Geniuses, right?
No. Oh yeah, this year? Yeah, they lost against Evil Geniuses.
Yeah,
it was crazy. Okay, if you have a game to watch, like a must game to see, you have to see eHome versus EG Game 1. People who don't know, there's these 3 sets of buildings that are called barracks. You have to protect with your life because if they get destroyed, you cannot rebuild them, and the creeps, they get a little buff. If all 3 of them are gone, they get things called mega creeps, which are godly strong and super hard to defend against, and it's usually for most people that's the end of the game. We're like, you know what, you can't defend against them, and they pretty much run you over. These guys on the main stage defended and pushed back mega creeps to win the game.
I saw that. It was
amazing. I mean, that coordination, Sumail and that Marana, just them blasting people with Dagons. It was like, oh my, it was so amazing. It was like 70 minutes long. It's an hour-long game. If you have the time, I recommend you go check that game out. It was amazing.
Yeah, and like a really quick question.
I even have goosebumps right now.
Yeah, like a really quick question. Like, how is that $20 million raised? Like, I know some of like it was raised from like in-game items, but was that all it was raised from?
Yeah, because Valve initially put $1,600,000 into the pot, basically, and they released a thing called these battle passes. So as you level up these battle passes, you can either buy levels or complete some of the quests to gain levels to get more items. So as they release more of these treasures that you unlock by leveling up this battle pass, the more money that was put into it. Now you have to remember, 20 uh, 20% of all the sales from the battle pass went into the prize pool. So they raised 20 million for the for the for the tournament, but that means that they have 80 million in profit.
Oh my gosh. That's insane. Jeez.
That is an insane amount of money. You would think, and
For one game.
For one game. I mean, you're not seeing League of Legends or StarCraft pull this stuff off, but they have people just as dedicated. So it just really comes to show how far esports are going. It's amazing.
Yeah, esports is doing really good, like all around, and just like all different types of media, freaking movies, even TV, which is awesome. Dota's really leading the way.
So, well, I don't know if you guys play Dota 2, but what are your thoughts on the tournament?
Me and you are the only ones who play Dota 2.
I know little to nothing about Dota 2, and I'm not even that huge on the MOBA scene.
I play Sniper when I play Dota.
Okay,
I play Assassin on a completely different MOBA.
Nice.
You dirty sniper picker, you. All right, so I guess will lead us to our next topic, which is, I'm pretty sure everyone wants to hear about this, No Man's Sky.
Alright, Breezy, take it away.
I can.
Yeah, go
Wait,
ahead.
who's talking about this? Me?
You are. Yeah, you are.
Alright, so for those who don't know, and if you don't know, you probably don't exist because everyone knows. No Man's Sky is a game that is completely and entirely procedurally generated by the game's engine, which contains an astonishing over 18 quintillion planets that you can go and explore. And good luck getting to them all, because it was calculated that
many in that one game.
Over 18 quintillion planets procedurally generated by that one game.
And you can go to every single one?
Yeah.
It'll take forever.
Well,
but,
if you live over 350 million years, which is how long it's been calculated.
No,
yeah,
I'm saying like it's possible to go to every single. How did you
humanly, it's impossible, but as a human
it's
race,
impossible for the entire human race to do this.
No, we can. It's been proven and it's been calculated. We can, but everyone on Earth has to be playing.
Constantly.
So, has anyone here played No Man's Sky? Or am I the only one that has, like...
I just bought it 30 minutes ago.
Am I the only one that has, like, the gameplay insight?
No, but I have seen videos of it. So I know how it works.
On it, Melon?
So I can talk on gameplay, I just can't talk.
Melon, did you play it?
I own it on Steam. I have 25 hours on it right now.
Oh, congratulations!
What's your opinion on it for playing a full day on it?
All right, so honestly, I think it's an okay game, but I have a lot of things to say that aren't so great about it. First of all, there's not really a lot to do. You start out and you have to go mine things. You have to get things like to repair your ship. You have to repair your launch thrusters so you can get off the ground. Then you have to repair your boosts so you can actually go really you can go fast, because otherwise you're gonna take 10 minutes to get across a solar system, or not a solar, a solar system.
Would you say this game is a lot like Minecraft in space?
It's definitely. I've said this before to everyone that I've met and told about No Man's Sky. It's Starbound, but 3D. And frankly,
yeah.
it's not even like Starbound 3D. It's like 2013 Starbound, but 3D. But the worst part about this is it has less to do than 2013 Starbound, because at least in 2013 Starbound you could build things if you got bored, whereas in this all you can really do is just walk around when you get bored.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a game that's not completely terrible, but the $60 price tag doesn't make it any better, because it's not a AAA game. It's an indie game. It's even marketed on the Steam curators under indie, and it's the most popular seller there. So I don't know why it's at a $60 price. There's really nothing to do. I'm
Well,
struggling to
Because-
find
because of
things
the
to do.
systems.
like
They
I said to
have-
all of my friends who were talking about No Man's Sky, the price tag, basically about 70% of that price tag is based on the impressive factor of the game. And
They
for
have,
the gameplay aspect, I'd say it's about $20 maybe.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Wow. So you would say buying this game, $40? No, $40 of the money you're spending is not for gameplay.
I would
It's
say
just because
yeah.
it looks nice.
Uh-huh. And it's honestly
not even because it looks nice.
it doesn't even
because
look
of the
nice.
title.
It doesn't look nice. I'm
Just-
not gonna
wait, so-
lie here. I play on high graphics and grass is 2D. My friend has a 980 Ti graphics card and he was hyping for this game for 4 to 6 months. And the first thing he said when he opened it is, "Oh my god, they actually failed to optimize this for PC."
Are you
And then he went-
serious?
Yeah, they failed to optimize it. Day
That's
one
exactly
on
why I'm getting
launch.
it for PS4.
Day one launch, no one could run it, and everyone was having problems. And then they fixed it by within 8 hours, so it was at least playable. It still has a lot of issues. You need to do a lot to make it so the game runs. It has frame drops. You gotta update your driver. You gotta go into the notepad and change settings.
See,
It's-
this is the thing I was hoping that No Man's Sky would not do. Because, I had a lot of high hopes for this game. I'm like, you know what? It
Me
needs things
too.
showing that they don't need publishers, that there are great game developers out there that can make great games without multi-million-dollar, teams. But apparently, this falls flat on its face. I've not played the game. I've only read a lot of reviews about it. Some really, really good reviews on it. Some really bad. And there's some mixed ones out there. And the thing is, the one thing that is constant is the price tag. It's either
Yeah.
you get your money's worth or it's not worth the $60. Wait for the Steam sale when it's $20. And it's
That's
really
true.
odd. That's also what I'm thinking. It's supposed to be big and expansive and it's sold as a multiplayer. But within the first week, a streamer actually found someone else. But here's the
That
thing.
was the first day. The very first day.
I was
There
about
were
to bring this
server
point up.
issues, so they could not see each other.
Yeah, everyone's really questioning Hello Games right now. They're really trying to beg the
Exactly.
question, did they lie? And here's the best part about it. From what I've seen, Hello Games has just been trying to dodge the question, and they haven't given a direct response. So it's really not helping them in
They
any way.
lied to us.
Yeah,
That's crazy. A lot of these games lately, they haven't the game and the quality and the price tag haven't been matching. For one example, Dead by Daylight. I know it's off topic, but since we're talking about price tags and the gameplay matching, that thing's $20, and for that game to be $20, that thing should be $10, because Gary's Mod is $10, and that thing has millions of game modes, but Dead by Daylight is $20. And it literally has one game mode that's a 1v4, and it's literally the same thing every time. The only thing that's different is the killer. It's 3 different killers, but it's the same gameplay, same aspect. No, it's just multiplayer, no story mode, no nothing.
Well, the same
'cause-
thing can be said about Overwatch. But
yeah.
here's the thing. All of these games are more or less fairly new. The new games that have a high price tag tend to have...
well,
Well,
Overwatch is a
higher-
AAA title.
Yeah.
That's
so
true, but
It
With-
earns the
with-
$60 tag.
Well, no,
Yeah.
it's not even with the
wouldn't say
$60
earn is the right word.
tag. I don't think a game earns a $60 tag. It's what they think how much it costs. And for me, I played Death by Daylight. Love the hell out that game, but my PC has issues sometimes when running it. I feel that $20 is somewhat justified for it. Yeah, it doesn't have a lot of crazy game modes, but it excels at what it does in creating that horror experience as playing as a survivor, or that just predatory instinct when you play the killer. But from what I've seen of No Man's Sky, it's just pure exploration. And after a while, you just can't explore for so long. After a while, you'll get tired of it.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest,
And-
to see potential in that game, maybe they should I don't know, try to add for starters adding multiplayer for to be able to travel with other people and having them
they
actually-
did announce that they were going to say that they were going to do that later on.
Yeah, apparently
so
they're gonna
that's-
give us tools to find each other.
They were going to improve the chances of finding other people. But they
Okay,
have
so that's
said
checked.
that my friend said, who's really into No Man's Sky, he said he heard something about they're going to add content soon. And he said DLC, but I'm really hoping it's not DLC because No Man's Sky, Hello Games, they have said in previous interviews there was not going to be DLC for this game, so I'd really hate to see them go down the path kind of like Payday 2 or Goat Simulator, where they say they're not going to add something and then they go and add it.
No, I know, and that's a really bad thing because a lot of developers do end up going this route because you get that huge money spike in the beginning, and then you have to pay off bills, you have to pay employees, you have to pay all that, and after a while you just see like that dip, and it goes down, and after a while they're like, well, we're not gonna make another game soon, we don't have the money, so how are we gonna keep ourselves afloat? And DLC is usually a common practice or microtransactions. Now the thing is, with my thing about gaming, it's either you could sell us DLC, but make the DLC worth it, or if you're gonna have microtransactions in the game, have that cover the game instead of playing the $50, $60 game tag plus microtransactions. Because you have to realize that we as a community, we love gaming, yes, but mostly as a hobby. Not all of us earn like six-figure salaries where we have the money to constantly spend on the gaming. You know?
Here's 2 points I want to make about Goat Simulator and Payday 2 that I'm hoping is going to relate back to No Man's Sky. And it's that Payday 2 puts out anywhere from $5 to $10 DLCs every month, and then they added microtransactions during a week where they do constant daily free major updates. And that's what spiked a lot of tension. And then with Goat Simulator, it's that they said they weren't going to put in DLC, and then they did and got mad at the community for getting mad at them for putting in DLC. So I'm really hoping if No Man's Sky does it, they don't just do it because like they want more money instead of need more money, and they don't get mad at the community for not like understanding right away.
See, because that's the thing. Because no matter what, the community is gonna get pissed off anyways. You're gonna hear these reviewers be like, "Well, this is a $60 game. This is very expensive, and now they're charging us for DLC." Like, you're always gonna get those type of people. And the thing is, with DLC, most of the time, it's not worth it. And the ones that are worth it are really not called DLC. They're called expansion packs, baby. And when you get them, don't they expand your game?
You want to hear an example of a useless pre-order?
All right, go ahead, shoot.
Alright, so when I was a little kid, my favorite hero was the Hulk, right?
Yeah.
And so the final game that they're gonna release for the Hulk, like the final game or whatever, right? And if you pre-ordered it, literally all you got was the Red Hulk. Like there's nothing special about him. Your Hulk was just red.
Speaking of bad pre-orders, No Man's Sky had a really bad pre-order where if you pre-ordered it, you could get a ship, but all it did was add something called a hyperdrive, which you use to warp between star systems. And that's something that I found without even trying, and I was just like, oh, well, that was
something
easy.
that comes within about an hour of gameplay through story base.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So they gave you
literally
something that you would have gotten in the story an hour later.
Like my friend pre-ordered it. He got in the game and he's like, "Dude, I got this cool ship." I'm like, "All right, what's so great about it?" Because I already at the time I had like 10 hours on the game. I had a really good ship, and he's like, "Oh, it has a hyperdrive, so I don't have to go and get one." I'm like, "Dude, I made one of those with little to no effort." And
I'm pretty sure he was crushed when he booted that up and he heard that. He's like, "Oh."
He was heartbroken from the moment he realized they failed to optimize the game.
He stared at No Man's Sky, stared at the receipt, No Man's Sky receipt, No Man's Sky receipt, saw the $60 pre-order, then looked back at the game and looked back at your message saying, "This dude got it and I paid for it."
Oh yeah, the funniest thing though was on the launch date for PC. Pretty much 90% of the positive reviews were just people saying something along the lines of, "At least the return button works."
God damn! Like, seriously. Okay, I'm not gonna go through this rant again because you could see it in the previous video, but you guys should know my feelings on this shit. Like, optimize your game, people. Make sure it works. QA it. You have people you can hire to play test it for you. It doesn't matter. Jesus, what's so hard about that?
Another big problem too is they also delayed the PC release by an extra 3 or 4 days.
Oh!
And everyone was hoping it was for optimization, and then it was just bad. People with 980 ties couldn't get higher than like 10 FPS.
And these are guys who have like powerful machines, like supercharged, are like a lot more powerful than consoles that can't run it.
Oh, these people,
What
the devs
hell?
are backed by Sony, I hear too.
Yeah, it's like what? Why? Like why? Why? You tell me why?
Sounds like they made their game to be played on Xbox Scorpio and PS5.
I would say one of the biggest problems about this game, though, was definitely the hype behind it, and it's because there was a lot of
The hype
overhype.
was real. Like
There was a lot of
people expected
every
too much from a
post,
game.
People
Reddit,
that didn't
overexpected
promise
it.
Nine
them
People
Gag.
That's
were-
true.
too
Like,
funny, tickled. Like they were posting everywhere. No Man's Sky.
And the thing
was
is, this is
unbelievable.
the company that got sued for using the word sky. They won, but they got sued. They got in
Right?
a lawsuit for it. Yeah, they got in a lawsuit by some other people because they had the word sky. They got out of that, and then
They got sued again.
and then their office flooded. So
Oh,
they kept
yeah.
delaying the thing over and over again, and it kept getting delayed. But throughout the
Right.
whole time, people just giving them more expectations, and then when it came out and they didn't have it, everyone was just crushed. So it really says something about overhyping things, and you really shouldn't be expecting things that are unrealistic. Because a lot of times
True.
when people hype things, it's either really insignificant, like Codsworth saying names in Fallout 4, or
Right.
it's just straight shit and doesn't even matter.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
exactly.
And like, what's it
That's
called?
a really
Like,
bad thing.
I didn't even expect much out of that. Like when I was watching the trailer, I was like, okay, this is a game I can get into. You know, I can just use this game to like chill and stuff. Like when I'm like kind of bored and don't want a time consumer, I could just explore stuff and everything. And then when I feel like playing something else, I can play that. I wasn't expecting like, oh my gosh, I'm about to meet Luke Skywalker.
What? Luke Skywalker?
I mean, you can destroy all. I mean, you can go through like so many planets and solar systems. Why not?
Yeah. Yeah.
People
but
thought they were gonna find Earth, and they thought they were gonna be able to build things,
They thought they were gonna
Exactly.
find the Death Star.
make a base.
Because honestly, like for me, it's hard to impress me with trailers, and even because I know trailers, I've seen a lot of them, and I'm the kid back in elementary who reads all the Game Informers, who sees like all the little things. I nitpick really a lot when I was smaller, so I know how trailers work. I know how people try to
Yeah.
hype games and try to sell them out, and now everyone's just like trying to oversell their games, and I feel it's a huge problem. And I think,
Well,
which will lead
No
to our
Man's Sky
next
did not
topic.
do that though.
But
Oh,
that's the thing. From
That was the
trailer,
fan
it-
base doing that.
Yeah, it was the fan base. Clearly, they weren't responsible.
The,
They
the
weren't
only
responsible
the
for it.
only mistake that I saw in the trailer was they featured every single planet that looked nice, and they didn't tell you that there was only a 10% chance you'd find those types of planets out
Are you
there.
serious?
And that every other planet you're gonna find is basically
like-
just a rock with green gas.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Well,
I would
like,
say
oh,
one of the biggest problems about it is how everyone really hyped the whole like 18 quintillion planets thing, but what people don't realize is there's only 6
Nah.
planets it's based off of, so you're basically going to see 6 planets millions of times.
Yeah.
So people are like, oh my god, there's so many. No, it's just the same thing. Don't work
And-
yourself up about it.
And yeah, that's the thing that sucks. Cause like when I saw the quintillion, like they really sold that, and it was like across the screen. I'm like, this might be a really
Everybody's like,
interesting
oh, a
game.
number I don't know.
Yeah, people
Hi.
see that and they're like, that's a big thing. That means this game must be a big thing.
This
Of
must
course.
be a 10 quadrillion out of 10.
So
But see, then there's the thing when it shows all the planets. Yeah, they look really nice, but then
They
after a
did.
while, you kind of notice patterns about it. You're like, wait a minute, something is fishy here, and that's what I saw. I saw something like familiar with like the atmosphere and with like the plant life and some of the animals. I'm like, there's some parts on them that's very similar, scary similar. And I know everything's supposed to be procedurally generated, but there's a lot of stuff that are very familiar, and then you kind of realize it's not as expensive as one would think. Now, that saying aside, it looks amazing. Like the trailer looks amazing. Like I wouldn't say cinematic, but it looks amazing.
Do you know
know?
it was like a really big letdowner, like where the trailer was way better than the game itself?
Mhm.
Assassin's Creed Unity, dude. Oh my god.
Oh my god, my friend got that game. We played for like 2 hours and we stopped playing. All
They
right.
let me down so hard. Like their trailers were so amazing, but I don't even want to talk about it.
And I feel really bad for those who pre-ordered and who are unhappy with the game. I'm thinking a lot of people were expecting it to be like Skyrim, but in space, and they were clearly
Mhm.
disappointed. Which leads to our next topic: pre-orders. Is it healthy for the gaming community or not? What do you guys think?
It depends. Basically it's healthy and it's unhealthy because like the unhealthy part, it's literally you're basically taking a gamble because like say it's a game that you've never played before and has never had like a background game and you want to pre-order it, you're taking a risk of spending extra money on the game of the original price or like getting it early before everybody else and like getting some pre-order special item and then when you get it early and stuff and like you're like the fudge is this. And like the healthy part about it, maybe there is a pre-order item that no one can get and it was super cool or OP or something and then you end up liking the game and you got it early straight up on the release date. For example, I pre-ordered Uncharted 4 and I got a really dope coin, like not like a coin in game, like you got like a really cool pirate coin in real life, which is pretty cool. And the game was amazing.
That's
It was
nice.
just Catalyst. I pre-ordered the game. You got nothing special, but the game was awesome.
Yeah, and honestly, I really like how Uncharted 4 does look. For those of you who want to see, Mortalmen's currently doing a walkthrough of it, so you can go look at his channel and his stuff. So yeah, shameless plugging. Anywho,
Yes.
I
So-
feel that.
I'll
Oh,
let you
sorry.
go. I'll let you go.
Okay, all right. Well, because for me, I feel like pre-orders. Because pre-orders before used to be like, okay, I know this game's gonna sell out. I need my game because I don't have the time to go in. Now, what pre-orders are like is like, I want to show that this game's gonna sell well, and then all these developers are trying like to boost their numbers by trying to promise these ridiculous things, and it's really cancerous after a while. I mean, take a look at the upcoming Deus Ex title. Like the way they were trying to sell their pre-orders, kind of like a Kickstarter, which is probably the worst way to try to sell your game. Because Kickstarter, yeah, there are a lot of good games that have been made from there, but then there's been so much more flops where the game developers just don't come through. That money's lost and people don't know where to go, like Ant Simulator, for example. And the thing is, when you have a pre-order type tier list, it turns the customers who already pre-ordered into salesmen, and that's the worst type of customer. You don't want your customers to try to sell your game to other people because it's just annoying. It's really just downright annoying. I mean, imagine if No Man's Sky had something like this, like, oh, this best ship, tier 3, but we need like 10 million pre-orders. I'm pretty sure that Mortalmen and I would be pissed off if like Melon's like, dude, you got to pre-order the game, man, because we need this ship. You know, right? Am I
True.
right or am I right?
Yeah, that's pretty true. Like, dude, if you pre-order this, we're gonna get a freaking Death Star.
Right. And for me, I feel like now pre-orders are becoming this thing where it's no longer about reserving your copy, it's about sales numbers. And it's just it's becoming cancerous. It's really bad. What do you feel,
Yeah.
Breeze?
Basically my thoughts on pre-order are that if you're going to spend the extra money to get something that you want, you need to make sure that the company is going to A, fulfill their promise with what they promise that they're going to get you, and B, be happy with what you're getting and feel that what you're buying is really going to do you good in the long run. A good way to, I don't know, maybe look at what you might be getting is look at what the company might have, look at the company standards in general. Or is the company usually truthful to what they say? Are their games always delivering to the public? Maybe look at some reviews on any pre-orders from the past that they've done. Look at any way possible to see, you know, just what you might be getting, because this kind of goes back to the old No Man's Sky thing, and it's kind of sad, really.
Yeah.
People,
It is.
people expect too much out of something that no one said that they were gonna get out of
Right.
their own want to have something amazing. And there's nothing wrong with wanting something really cool out of a game, of course, but it inevitably it just spirals you downhill into this sensation. I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna get this is so cool, I'm gonna spend all my money and I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna get what I wanted, it's all gonna be worth it in the end. And then all of a sudden you don't have any money and you just bought something that you really didn't realize until now you didn't need or you didn't want. or you just got blindsided by the company because you didn't do your research. I mean, as
That
much
is the
as
one
as
thing.
much as it is their fault for not delivering on a promise, it's also kind of your fault for not seeing it coming. Because
Yeah.
most companies that are truthful, they aren't gonna do that to you. Because that company will really care about their people and they care about the reviews. If they see they're getting bad reviews, people aren't gonna want to buy their games. They aren't gonna get as many sales. They're gonna lose money. Yada yada yada. So
Yeah.
basically, the moral of the story is just look out for what you're buying.
Do
Understand
your
that you don't need
research.
everything.
Yes.
Do the research. Make sure that you're gonna get the price tag's worth.
Yeah,
Right.
that's absolutely
Pre-order
true.
for something that you could get an hour later in the story mode. Don't
Right.
get Red Hulks.
Don't get Red Hulks. Don't
Hey
get
man, I was
Hyperdrive.
like 8 years old or something like that.
Do your research, Mr. 8-year-old.
Shut up.
I'm
Like,
I'm
first,
talking
like,
to you, little Timmy, that's watching this video.
Yeah.
Do your
back to
research.
Do
Okay,
your
so, like,
research.
me personally, as a YouTuber now, having like a console now, like my only personal use of pre-orders, like, you know, like usually the YouTubers that are rewarded for a popular game that's overhyped or hyped just enough is usually gonna be like, who's gonna upload it first, who's gonna get it first, who's gonna get it up there first, and like with the pre-order, you get that advantage because like if someone like buys it on a game day, it's like you can just walk in the store, walk out, and just record it and edit in it, and that's the really big thing about pre-ordering for like YouTubers. It's not like that we're overhyping it. It's just that like our like usually like not like the game community, but like maybe like our community, like the people who like our subscribers and people who watch the video are saying, dude, you need to play this. It's coming out. Please play this game. And like there's like they're like saying you should play this game. It's coming out. Blah blah blah. This, and though you pre-order it because your community is like wanting it, practically demanding it because it's a game that they're hyped for and they want to see you play it, and that brings you to pre-order it. But like outside of YouTubers, like with like normal people pre-ordering it for like something special or like where they want the game, that's their own risk. That's not like that's a less of a risk for a YouTuber because like their community wants to play it, but also that's bad for the YouTuber because like the worst scenario is like if your community really loves a game, but at the same time you hate playing the game, like you just hate like.
Well, there's
hitting
no
that
point
record
in
button.
that.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like most of the time people who do that, it's obvious. You could see in their face or you could tell in their voice. They're like, oh my god, why am I playing this stupid game? I mean, like, if you look at PewDiePie now, right? Like, whenever a new Five Nights at Freddy comes out and he plays it, everyone could tell in his voice instantly that he doesn't like playing the game. He's like, oh my god. Like, I know he's done that for satire, but like when the
Right,
second game came
that's
out,
completely satire. I wouldn't compare
yeah.
it to that.
But like when the second game came out, like you could totally tell he's just done with the franchise. He's like, I don't want to do this, guys. I really don't, you know. And I feel that when it comes to YouTubers, the pre-order is not the big thing. It's if they want to play it or not. It's always their choice in the end, unless like you work like a big network like Machinima, where they're like, you have to play this game. But most of the time, when they tell you to play a certain game, you're not really paying for it. You're getting paid to play for it. So I really don't see much situations where one's forced to pre-order because someone wants them to play, like, and the pre-orders. Yeah, it's really weird because nowadays they usually come with bonuses you could either earn in the thing or just don't matter, like the Red Hulk. I actually want to turn my attention to the new 2K17, the new WWE game, with their pre-order, and it's like this whole NXT takeover thing, which NXT is their developmental stuff where they send all their noobs to train and try to get better and try to develop personalities. And they're saying like, oh, if you pre-order now, you get like such and such career points, which you could use to boost your stats and could buy new clothing. And also, you'll get a piece of this ring mat that was at this pay-per-view that people paid for as a thing you could collect. It's like, why would I want that? I mean, I don't know if someone sweats on that, what kind of diseases are on that thing, or if that's even real. Like, why would you cut up a mat? I'm like, I don't want Finn Balor's sweat on like this nasty old mat. Are you kidding me?
I don't want the Big Show sweat on this. I don't want the Great Khali sweat on this. I don't want Triple H's spit on this.
Is this a chipped tooth fragment? What the?
What is this?
Is this
Like-
someone's boot?
Like, some of these pre-orders make no sense.
Stone Cold Steve Austin's plank of wood.
Like,
It's this beer
to me, the
can.
pre-orders that kind of make sense are those that are like, if you pre-order now, you get access to the season pass, which is like, cool, I'm paying
That's
for extra
true.
content that's going to come down the road. So once I'm done with the main game, I just have to wait for more content.
That's
and I don't
another
pay for
important
anything.
thing.
That's a great way to sell pre-orders, in my opinion. This whole, you get a mat, or you get the Red Hulk, or you get this, or a hyperdrive. That's not a way to sell the pre-order.
Call of Duty's DLCs do amazing
So-
for some reason.
Here's my problem with
Because everyone
pre-orders.
plays it.
Okay.
Pre-orders
Oh.
are like basically, well, what pre-orders used to be is I want to get this game before it sells out because day one this thing's gonna be gone. People would be up until
Exactly.
midnight at
Mhm.
GameStops lining up down the
True.
street, and you gotta get yours, otherwise it's gone. So people would do that, but now in the digital era, we don't need to
Everything's
do that.
digital when we don't have
There's
to.
unlimited copies, and the thing about the pre-order bonuses is about 90 or so percent of the time, it's either something that everyone can just get like a next week, or it's just something that like, okay, that did absolutely nothing for you. Congratulations. So the only games I really pre-order from are Bethesda games because I know Bethesda. I love the company. Every Fallout game has done nothing but impress me. Dishonored
Elder
has
Scrolls
done
are
nothing but
amazing.
impress me. Elder Scrolls have done nothing but impress me. So every time there's a new Bethesda game, I usually pre-order it because I trust them. Their
Mhm.
pre-orders aren't really like bad deals, and they don't have bad launches or anything. So it's like, it's pre-ordering nowadays is something like, as soon as this game drops, I just want to play it. It's not something like, okay, I want to buy it and then I'll play it later. It's something that you really, really want. It's
Yeah.
something you gotta play then. And the thing about season passes is every time I've bought a season pass, it's really not been too significant. The only season pass that I haven't regret buying is the Fallout 4s, and that's because Fallout 4 season pass used to be $20, and then they raised it to 40 and then 50. But I bought it when it was $20, so I got probably about $50 worth of DLC or so for only about $20. Whereas
That's
then you
fine.
have things like Borderlands, the pre-sequel season pass. Borderlands 2 had so much DLC, and their season pass was packed with content because I got collective edition for Borderlands 2. So I was like, okay,
So did I.
I was like, okay, so the pre-sequel's probably gonna have a lot of content too, so I'm gonna buy that, and I'll get. It was like what, like a $20 season pass. I was like, all right, that's chill. I'll get all this DLC. And then they put out 3 DLCs total, and only one of them was an expansion.
Yeah, that's true. I've played Borderlands 2. I loved it.
Yeah.
The season pass I felt was good and impressed me enough to have me get the extra DLC, the Assault on Dragon's Keep, and that was actually cool. I found a shotgun that shoots swords. What the fuck, this game?
That's scary.
It's scary. But anywho, yeah, like when pre-orders and season passes are done right, I feel that nothing can really go wrong but help A, the community, B, the customer, and C, the developer, because everyone
Yeah.
profits from it when you do it right. But when you do it wrong, you shit on a lot of people and you fuck up your reputation.
Well,
Sorry
here's
for all
where
the-
Fallout 4's season pass went wrong. They were like, okay, we're gonna raise the DLC, we're gonna raise the season pass price because we're gonna do so much with Fallout. There's so much potential. We want to do so much, and everyone's really excited for that. We're like, yeah. And in every other Fallout game, Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas, the other ones made by Bethesda, there was 4 big DLCs. Fallout 3 just had 4 expansions, and then Fallout New Vegas had 4 expansions and some little add-on content that was pretty useful. So people were like, okay, it's probably gonna be something like that. They're doing 2 major DLCs. One of them drops this month, the last
Yeah.
one. And then they have 3
Is-
construction DLCs that are really small and meaningless and nobody enjoys. And they got negative feedback on their first one, and they kept producing the second and third one. And then the Automatron DLC, which was kind of a medium-sized one,
Yeah.
was only okay. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't amazing.
Mhm.
Isn't the new one that's dropping is like Nuka Cola Land, where it's like
Nuka World.
Disneyland,
Nuka World.
Nuka World, yeah, and it's like Disneyland, but like with the Nuka Cola.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah! Oh my god, that looks so tight.
I mean, frankly, I think that the expansions they've done with Fallout 4 are definitely good, and you got to cut them some slack because this time they have to keep bringing back actors. Because in every other Fallout DLC, they would always bring in new characters. They didn't really bring in any old ones, so they never really had to bring any actors back. Whereas now the main character has a voice. They got to bring him in. They got to bring. I know in Far Harbor they actually changed Nick Valentine's voice. If you listen to it, it's slightly different toned.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I guess the only season passes that I'd buy is like the Telltale game passes, like The Walking Dead or like the Wolf Among Us. Like the second episode 1 comes out, I buy it, and if I like it, I'll buy like a season pass. So, like the second the episode comes out, I already have it instead of just paying like $5 every time it comes out. And like I know I can do that because Telltale is probably my favorite gaming company, right next to Square Enix because of Life is Strange. Because like I like those story-based games where like your choices actually affect the gameplay. That was like those games are a really big impact on me. Like the 3 biggest games with those things that have a biggest impact on me is the Walking Dead franchise, the Life is Strange, and especially Until Dawn, because with those choices, if you screw up, you have to live with it the rest of the game, which is it's pretty dramatic, and it makes you think about stuff. And like if you think really long and hard about a decision on that game and you still mess up, it's really like.
Charlie, why did you choose the piano over your glycema?
What?
Nothing. I'm just agreeing with you. Anywho, talking about Telltale games, are you planning to get the new Batman game that's coming out?
I already watched first episode. It's great.
I haven't
watched
played it yet. I want to play it.
All I'm saying is it's great. You'll love it.
Okay, honestly, I've watched the first episode too. I watched Achievement Hunter play it. If you want to see crazy ass shit, watch them play it. It's hilarious.
I watched Jacksepticeye play it.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh my! Because I want to talk about it. I was like, oh my god.
I would imagine the game, like every fighting scene, it would have like badass like quick time events.
Oh yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Seriously?
It's great.
Yeah, and there's even
we're gonna avoid spoilers. We're gonna avoid spoilers here. We might have another video talking about.
I'm just gonna say that there's one part where you can plan how you want to attack.
Yeah, it's really cool.
You can do this prep time. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I recommend you play it.
No, I was like, watch. My bad.
Yeah, dude, just play that. Just play it whenever you have the chance.
Because when they have this like the podcast on it, like their live podcast on it, like where they were like talking about the game, and like they show you game footage, but they sure talk about it. They said like most like Batman games they focus on the fighting, but this game they're gonna focus on like his strategy and his intellect and story and the darker side of him. And it
really does, and it's crazy too, because you could go anywhere from like Adam West Batman to like comic book Batman. It's amazing. I want to avoid saying other stuff about the game, because this isn't the proper place to say it or to speak it. So if you guys want to do another video after this talking about it, sure, I'd love to. But what to say is this: you have to play if you really like the Telltale games, because they actually outdone themselves here. The thing that sucks is there's only one episode right now. You have to wait till they get the other episodes out. But I feel it's gonna do great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
awesome. They always do.
So, what else topics do you guys want to talk about since it's free talk?
All right, so we're entering free talk now.
Actually, I have a question for you guys.
What's up?
What's your 2 favorite like game developer / companies?
Okay, so for mine, Bethesda is the big one because I played Elder Scrolls since Morrowind, and each Elder Scrolls has always impressed me. Like when I played Oblivion, blew me away. I love the blades. I love talk like the conversations and stuff. Skyrim, a lot of people didn't like. Some people didn't like it because it mainstreamed the magic, but it allowed me to play more as a mage. It's really easier, and I just really like the Dragonborn aspect. My other favorite developer, I guess I'll have to say Valve for right now, because holy crap, DF.
I feel like we should include that because that's like everything. Because that's like everybody's top 3 in here.
Right, and you got Steam too above it, which allows people to play games, and it provides a really great service for gamers. And like Gabe Newell says, like if you provide the means, you prevent pirating. I think that's what he said. I don't know. He says some amazing stuff from like all the time. So like I guess right now Valve and Bethesda, like those are the two companies I really trust at the moment.
What about you, Melon?
I would have to say Bethesda's definitely number one, but I
Yeah.
can't say Valve is on my list for top games because honestly, they've made great games, and I would have said that they were in my top 10, but they haven't produced anything new recently. CSGO's kind of fallen off me. I'm not happy with what they've been doing with TF2 over the past several years, and Dota's just never hit me. So I would say
mean to talk about
Valve is
TF2.
definitely my number one hardware company because they make amazing stuff. They make Steam, which isn't really hardware, but they make all these new. They involved with the HTC Vive, the new controllers, links, all that whatever. But I don't know because for my number two, with most recent games that like companies that haven't really made me so like pissed off or anything, Devolver, the people that made Hotline Miami. Hotline Miami is probably one of my favorite series, right behind Fallout. And
Right.
Starbound, Chucklefish has done really good with. But I'm not really sure on my number two because every company's really done something to kind of just piss everyone off.
True.
Especially
you can't have
AAA
greatness without
companies.
controversy. Yeah, AAA's like they're good. They have great teams. They have so much untapped potential. But thing is, they're dragged down by legal departments and by like these business cats who think that they know what gamers want or try to get like the most money out of gamers, and they're too influenced by greed to really understand what we want.
Yeah. Like, what about you, Breeze? What's your two favorites?
These two are different. Now, this one may sound a little bit weird. I'm gonna say Blizzard, but this is kind of biased because
Okay.
I've stuck with Blizzard for like what I'd say like 9 to 8 years now. So I've always followed their games. I've played pretty much every single one, bar like the Last Vikings and like Warcraft 1, like Orcs and Humans. I haven't played those. Those are way too old. I don't think I could get my hands on those. But I've always found that they delivered like truthful content. Like I'm not saying that everything that they've done has been absolutely stunningly fun, but I've always found that that's the best content they've produced in like 5 years.
Nerf
Low
everything
blow.
buff May.
Okay,
Yeah.
so anyways,
That's number one, I guess.
yeah, May's been awesome.
Okay, number two.
I didn't really have a number two until I saw this new game coming out kinda soonish, Seasons After Fall, and it made me it reminded me of how much I loved Ori and the Blind Forest.
Oh.
So I might have to go with Moon Studios.
Right.
And how stunning that game was, and how hyped I am all of a sudden for Seasons After Fall, because it literally looks like a
do
natural.
your research.
Yeah, but we were talking about pre-orders, but of course I always do my research on games.
Sure you do, buddy.
Yeah, I do. I'm not gonna play something that I'm never gonna play. I mean, I bought
Okay.
No Man's Sky just an hour ago. But I'm gonna play it.
And you regret it
I'll
after
play
hearing
for
this
like
discussion,
2
don't you?
hours and get bored.
Yeah.
Yep,
This is
Seasons
odd.
After Fall looks so good because it explores a concept that I thought was really good for games, and
Which
it
is?
makes it's like environmental effects,
Mm.
how the environment affects the game. So I don't really know anything about it yet, and I don't think anyone else does. But basically the premise looks like you're going to have to wait for the seasons to change the environment of the game to be able to trespass different areas. Like say there's a waterfall in spring or something, you gotta wait until winter, the waterfall will freeze, and I don't know, you do something with that. I don't know what you do with it. Turn it into an awesome water slide. That sounds pretty fun. Wait, a water slide with ice? That'd be a normal slide, guys.
So I thought
a
back to
water
my
slide
thing.
in spring.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
So,
sounds really good. I'm looking forward to Moon Studios bringing forth more original yet very forthcoming content.
All
that's
right,
pretty
that's
cool.
good. Yeah, that's
My
pretty dope.
I'd probably say Telltale is my second game because I don't buy their
that's my
games,
second.
but I do
I've
watch
been
them.
waiting to say mine.
Well, you already said yours, so let's Mortal tell us his. So we already know who's the second Telltale games, and we already had that conversation. Who is your first?
Oh, I was gonna explain why Telltale is my favorite, but okay. My first is
We all know
Square-
it's gonna be because of The Walking Dead.
No,
No.
it's The Wolf Among Us.
That's true. That's one of the very big reasons.
Clementine, no.
But number
Clementine, no.
number one for sure is Square Enix because of Life is Strange, because that's probably like my most like favorite game. Like I love that game to death. Like that game made me emotional, makes me happy, makes me want to play. Like I want to get to a point like my channel where I can like, even though like they stopped it, like I can base my channel like a lot around that, and in the future I'm gonna have that chance because they're actually making a show out of that, so that gives me an opportunity to like base my content around like that atmosphere. And like Square Enix is just awesome, especially with the Life is Strange game and like winning so many awards and stuff, and it's just awesome. And it's a really like different game, especially since like, you know, the Telltale games, they made it at number 2 because like, you know how they affect you, the present and the future, but the Life is Strange, it affects your present, future, and past, which is pretty dope. And everything, you have to think about everything.
Right.
Yeah, which is pretty awesome. And that's my two, Telltale games and Square Enix.
Okay. Well, that's great to hear. So, since now we're in free talk, is there any stories you guys want to tell us?
Any stories?
Story time. You know, story time.
I mean,
I'm going to delve into the deepest, most irrelevant place that I possibly can while still being on the topic of games.
No Man's
Oh
Sky?
no, we're in free talk right now, so you can talk about anything. But go ahead if you have a story.
I just wanted to say I'm
he's
excited
cosplaying as
for my boys at Alim and Gumi about to give my favorite unit in Brave Frontier an Omni Evolution, so I can kill things even worse.
Wow.
I could talk about how I feel like Square Enix hasn't been doing that great this year with Hitman and Just Cause 3.
Just
Oh, Square Enix, that Final Fantasy, right?
Hitman's always been a very broad topic.
Well, Hitman, here's the
It's had
problem
great games
everyone
and it's had
with
horrible
Hitman.
games and it's had controversy.
Everyone's
I
having a huge
hate-
problem with the new Hitman, and everyone's having a new problem, or a huge
Gary
problem with Just
Busey!
Cause 3.
Dude, I freaking hate Hitman Blood Money. That was like the absolute worst, and the
I
controls
liked
were so
Absolution.
bad.
Absolution was great.
I
It
mean,
had
Blood Money, that
replayability.
Gross.
You
I
want to know
like
what Hitman I really hated is the movie. It made no
Yeah, the movie was
sense.
terrible.
Why? Because the thing is, okay, the thing about Hitman is, right, you go in, you take the target out, you get out, no one knows until it's over. In the game, he just comes to pew, 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 like, what the
Well, you
Welcome.
can play Hitman like that. You don't
You
have to
can,
do it
but you
silently.
don't get all these bonuses or whatever.
Was
And
that
then
ever in
everyone
the
knows
story where they
about
to
it.
protect the daughter of the father created all the agents? Was that ever in the games?
Hitman
Oh.
Absolution.
It was?
It was
Oh.
kind of like that.
We had to
Yeah,
protect
it was-
that one girl?
It was some chick. I think her name was like Elizabeth or something like that.
Oh,
That's
God.
probably Bioshock, but it was some.
Oh,
It was some-
Bioshock is awesome.
It was some chick though, and she was kind of like the key behind all the agents and whatever. And the dude, like the Mr. Yeehaw Cowboy, little midget, whatever his name was, it was like Dale or whatever. He was like a big cowboy hat, and he had a big muscly guy as his bodyguard. I forget
Dale.
what his name was. It was Dale or something.
Dale.
But-
Just like from King of the Hill.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But the whole story was he takes her, and you have to try and get her back, and you have to hunt him down, and yada yada. And then you go and the agency betrays you because you go and do that to protect her.
Yeah, you'd affect her. You know one thing the Game Grumps taught me about the King of the Hill?
Huh.
if you read nasty YouTube comments in Dale's voice, they don't really sting. This guy sucks at video games.
Who does that?
Well, apparently Danny does. God damn, they're funny as hell.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So I've actually, well, okay, since we're in free talk, I've actually been looking into maybe probably doing Dungeons and Dragons online soon. Like, it's really hard for character customization because I don't know much about like the game, because that's one game I've never really got into. But I like all the stories I hear about it. It sounds super fun. So I've been looking to that, and maybe getting my own set pieces and my own special 20-sided die so I could roll for initiation or whatever's in the game.
Yeah.
Like, that'd be tight. That'd be tight. I think I'd be like a barbarian. Like, I'd constantly shout and swing my giant axe trying to kill everything in my way.
Yeah. Yeah, that actually is pretty cool. And like,
Right?
yeah, it is. Oh my gosh, dude. Huh?
Because it's like the one of the game boards that you don't have to follow a set path. Like, you could branch out, you could do stuff, and you could literally say what you're gonna do. And it's not like, oh, I'm gonna attack or like I'm gonna defend. It's like, I'm gonna mock him constantly by saying he's ugly, and then you roll. It's like, what the fuck? It's like, that's funny. You could tell tons of stories with it.
You're ugly. You look like a butt. Charge.
All right, we're gonna
Same.
roll. You got a 20, instant kill. All right, so yeah, and it's really cool because, like I said, it just tells an awesome story. What else is going on besides Dungeons and Dragons? I have bowling tomorrow. I don't
You're
know.
going
People,
against another team, right?
yeah, we go against teams constantly. Like last week, we got destroyed. It
Really?
kind of sucks. Yeah, we kind of did, but they were really good though. Like we just had an off day, and every one of us was not on top of our game. So we're hoping this week when we go in, we're just gonna boom, 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 nothing but strikes. That's what we're hoping for, but we usually never get it.
I mean, didn't you beat that one team that time that was like the best?
Yeah, we beat the number one team in the league, and we managed to beat them. Like we managed to clean them whole of all the games, and it was amazing because like that put us on the map. So like we're a force to be reckoned. Right now we're in 6th place out of the 25 teams, so we're
It's
up
actually
there.
not bad.
We're
Actually
up
really
there.
good.
Yeah, yes we are. So yeah, so how about that, Lakers?
Who does that? Who talks
I don't-
about that? It's like
I-
you're at a funeral. The funeral's over. You just walk away.
be like,
Everybody's grieving and crying, and that one guy just walks in. How about them Lakers?
Just
and everybody's all
guy
happy
walks
and just starts
into-
talking.
Guy walks into Uncle Phil's funeral and just goes, "Hey, so did Phil know about them Lakers though?"
Everybody starts dying and laughing. And Uncle Phil comes back to life just to talk about it.
Can I have my grave say, "How about them Lakers"?
Oh my god.
Wait, say what?
You would not.
How
you
about
would
them
not.
Lakers?
How
Just
about
have your
them
grave. How about them Lakers?
Put that in your will right now.
Here
There's,
lies Breezy. Whatever to 2016. How about them Lakers?
I don't
Yeah, I was
even
gonna say,
care
it's
about
gonna-
sports.
It's gonna say
Don't
Breezy
either.
I don't know
2016.
either.
How about that
Yeah.
maze?
How about yeah. Oh my gosh, that's
How about them ice walls?
How about them ice walls?
I don't know about you guys, but I think it's about time we get another Splinter Cell. Because I was playing
I've never played that
Blacklist
game
earlier
before.
this week, and I
Right.
forgot how fun it was. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, Blacklist is really fun.
It's
I
just so
enjoyed it.
cool. You can it's just awesome. Just everything you do is awesome. The missions are awesome when you jump out of the plane into a burning island.
Right? It's
Sick.
insane. Yeah. Honestly, I feel like Splinter Cell's done great, and it's gonna continue to do well. But I don't know about another one so soon. Maybe in a few years.
I mean, the
Oh.
game's been out for 3 or 4 years now, so I hope it comes
For
out
how
soon.
long?
The game
Like
Splinter Cell Blacklist has been out for 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
So I think it's soon, within the next couple of years, I think There
Yeah.
should be one out.
Makes
Yeah.
sense.
So, okay, I know this is gonna definitely date the episode, but next week is SummerSlam for those of you who watch wrestling, WWE wrestling. But yeah, the next pay-per-view is gonna be SummerSlam, which is the Sunday coming up. So I'm excited about that.
If only I
Like-
would watch wrestling.
Yeah. Well, okay, because there's this one wrestler named Brock Lesnar. He's literally like,
Yeah, I know.
imagine like a weightlifter and a bodybuilder had a baby. That baby grew up,
Wait, what's the
took
difference?
took steroids, and looks like it could punch the moon out the sky. That's what Brock Lesnar looks like. Dude's gigantic. It's crazy too, because tonight's Raw, he just destroyed like someone, right? Like took him to Suplex City, as they call it, but he literally just whipped his ass. It was amazing. Cause like, the guy comes out and he's like, oh, you know, I gotta wrestle, I gotta feed my kids, and he just straight up takes the mic and he's like, I don't give a shit about your kids, and they bleeped out like the S word, and I'm like, oh my god, this dude's amazing. I can't wait till SummerSlam when he takes on Randy Orton.
Oh damn, I want to see that.
Right? Because Randy Orton is really good. Like,
He's dope.
I can't wait. The RKO out of nowhere.
I was saying RK out of nowhere.
RKO! He literally did that one time. He like a few weeks ago on Raw, he RKO'd him out of nowhere, and they're on different brands. So when he did that, like they got security to run after him as he ran out the building. It was awesome. Yeah. All right. So our question to the viewers is, what are your feelings about pre-orders? Good, bad? Are we idiots because we hate them, or you think we're goddamn geniuses? Let us know in the comments below. This has been Gamers Corner with Mortalmen. I'm Sin. Above me, I have Breeze, and above him, it will be M3lln. Melons. Yes. All right. All right.
Yeah.
So, say what you gotta say, guys.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This has been the collective Sin, M3lln, and Breezy. Always a fantastic day doing Games Corner. Really enjoyed this series. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and we hope to see you guys in the next Games Corner and the next gaming video on this channel. Check out their links and stuff in the description. Blah blah this, blah blah that. Anything you guys gotta say bye now and do it now.
This is Collector of Sin. I hope you had fun, and I'll see you in the next video.
This is Breezy Skies, and don't be afraid to check out a video that I might have up in a day or two, where I finally actually give people a reason to subscribe to me, like Mortalmen says. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't have an outro. I don't have an outro, but I do have videos, but I've started making them recently, and there'll probably be one on No Man's Sky out by the end of the week. So hop over to
Send me your
M3lln.
link at the end.
All right.
Yeah, dude. We're gonna totally check that out.
Alright, hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.
See ya.
Bye.